adventure, sports, outdoors. With host Harry Canterbury.
There I was, back in the wild again, and I felt right at home where I belong. I had that feeling coming over me again, just like it happened so many times before. Yeah.
Hi, Harry Canterbury with another edition of Adventure Sports Outdoors. I'm holding here a Charles Purdue decoy made about 1955. Charles Purdue is from Henry, Illinois, and is one of the world-renowned duck decoy carvers. He made a living at it all his life. And this is a fine example of one of his birds that's never been in the water. We're going to go down to the Peoria Museum and show you some other decoys that were made here along the Illinois River. And then when we leave there, we're going to go see Gerry Cranwell of Manitou, Illinois. He's a master decoy carver. He's made over 30,000 duck decoys in his lifetime. And he says he never gets tired of doing it. Comes from a long line of duck hunters. His father and all of his uncles all were big duck hunters. So stay tuned today for a great show.
Adventure Sports Outdoors, brought to you in part by Corsaw Lumber, manufacturers of quality hardwood products, buyers of standing timber in Smithfield, Central Pool Supply, everything from pools to pool tables and much more in Peoria on West Pioneer Parkway. Michael O'Brien Commercial Real Estate and Recreational Ground, Remax Unlimited Commercial. Kelleher's Irish Pub and Eatery, located on Peoria's Riverfront, open 11 a.m. daily. And by Allwyn & Sons Meat Company. Our thanks to all of these sponsors.
As Kenny and I were waiting to go down and take a look at the great collection of decoys, we stumbled into the Illinois River Museum. And they have quite an extensive portion there dedicated to market hunting and decoys. And we found it to be extremely interesting, and I think you will too.
I'm Kristen McKenzie. I'm the curator of Peoria Riverfront Museum on the Peoria Riverfront, and I have a couple of our decoys out from our extensive collection of Illinois River decoys. This is a mallard, drake, and hen carved by Bert Graves, one of the most famous carvers in the Illinois River Valley. They were donated to the museum 20 years ago by Paul Prutzman. The museum has collections in the areas of art, science, history, and achievement, and changing exhibit galleries. Usually have decoys up in our folk art gallery, quite a large collection to talk about how decoys were made and how they were used as well in the hunting tradition. We're going to get a few more decoys out and show you tonight as well. Now I have two decoys by Charles Purdue out. He of course lived in Henry, Illinois, and is one of the best known of the Illinois carvers and very, very prolific. We have a mallard hen and we have a widgeon. And these are very important parts of our large collection of decoys from the Illinois River. The collection has grown over the years, both through purchases the museum has made, but also through donations, and that's been very important, whether it's been the donation of funds to allow us to make those purchases, but also donations from collectors. And the other thing special about that is that we're representing the people who've been involved in decoy making and decoy collecting over the last half century. We're hoping that our collection can be as encyclopedic as possible and include as many carvers as were active, whether they were well known or not in the Illinois area. I have 4 decoys out here now representing a range of carvers, starting here on my right with Judge Glenn Cameron. He was active in Chillicothe, and this is a blue-winged teal hen that he did in the 1930s. Next to that is Edward Keller's canvasback hen, about 1945, and Keller was active in Bartonville, Illinois. Beautiful decoy there. That was a gift to us by Mr. Gerald Junker. And the large one here is Robert Elliston, one of the primary carvers, and his wife Catherine Elliston, of course, one of the best known for painting the decoys as well. Elliston lived 1849 to 1915, so he's one of the earliest ones. This decoy dates from about 1880, and the Ellistons were living in Bureau, Illinois. And then on the end, a little green-winged teal drake by Perry Wilcoxon of Liverpool, Illinois, and this dates to about 1920. And of course, that's around the time that live ducks were not being used as much, and decoys, carved wooden decoys, became even more important. Very distinctive featheration pattern here, the stripes patterns on his decoys. Here we have 3 more decoys by Elliston, a mallard drake on each end and a pintail drake in the middle. Good way to see the difference in the featheration of the birds. Elliston, of course, with a distinctive head, a little bit of the definition on the head there. And that particular decoy was donated by Tom Figge, an Iowa collector. Has a very large collection at the Figge Museum now. Thank you for visiting us at the Peoria Riverfront Museum to see some of the decoys in our large collection. If you want to visit the museum, we're located at 225 Southwest Washington Street on the Peoria Riverfront. We're open Tuesdays through Sundays. Tuesday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., same hours on Saturday. We're open late on Fridays until 8 p.m., Sunday noon to 5. You can also enjoy a planetarium show while you're here. That's included in your admission ticket, and we have giant screen theater shows. To learn more, you can check our website at www.peoriariverfrontmuseum.org. Thank you.
I'm Dave Barth with your Sportsman's Tip of the Week. Varmint season is here, so if you're trying to figure out what kind of rifle to buy, here's a few good examples of rifles that make great varmint guns. A good choice for a rifle and for varmint season, we'll start right here with this Remington Model 770 and 243. It has a lightweight barrel. It's a good 500-yard rifle. Another 500-yard gun is this Winchester Model 70 and 22-250. It has a medium weight barrel and be excellent for long range. The rifle next to it is a 223. Ammunition is a little cheaper in price. You can shoot the hunting loads or the target loads. It's a medium weight barrel and a CZ rifle. Right next to it is an up-and-coming caliber. It's a Savage in 204, medium weight barrel, and great for medium range shooting. The rifle next to it with a laminated stock is a Savage Model 93 and 17 HMR. It's a rimfire cartridge, great for 150 to 200 yards. The rifles we just looked at shoot the following ammo. The first cartridge is a 243 Winchester. Right next to it we have a 22-250, a 223, a 204, and a 17 HMR. All great varmint calibers. I'm Dave Barth with your Sportsman's Tip of the Week.
We want to thank the staff at the Peoria Museum for the great tour and getting to look at some of those beautiful decoys. But now we're going to show you how you take something like this right here and turn it in to something like that. Stay tuned, I think you're going to be fascinated. I've known Gerry Cranwell for 25 years. And I know he's been carving at least that long and a lot longer. Kenny and I drove down one Friday afternoon to go to his shop to see just how you make duck decoys.
Gerry?
Hey, come on
Hey,
in.
buddy, how's it going? Good
Pretty
to see
good. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I'm holding one of Gerry Cranwell's remarkable creations. Gerry's been making decoys for an awful long time. You saw some of the antiques at the Peoria Museum, and now we're with Gerry Cranwell in Manitou, Illinois. And Gerry is, I guess you would call him a contemporary artist, but he makes decoys and has for a long, long time. He comes from a family of hunters, and it comes natural to Gerry, and he loves it. And this here, if you'll take a look at it. Now, Gerry, that particular decoy there is going where?
That's the Illinois state bird this year for Ducks Unlimited. And so I'm going to do 200 of those. And then they want another 100 for the national convention, which is in end of May. And that's in St. Louis.
How many years have you been doing this?
Well, it's kind of hard to answer that question. When can you finally say you started? I'd say 78. You know, you always tinker around with it.
Yeah, but I mean, you actually got in an actual business, and we're making decoys for sale about that time.
Yeah,
right?
about that time.
Yeah.
That'd be awful close.
Well, it's something that I've always wanted to do. It's a passion that I've always wanted to get into, but didn't ever had the time. And but today, Gerry's going to show us how he makes these decoys, and I think you'll find this extremely interesting on how to manufacture a Illinois River decoy. So stay tuned. We've got a lot of things to show you. Well, I guess we need a piece of wood, right?
Yeah, this is where I grab her. This is where it starts.
This is the wood pile, huh?
What's left of the wood pile. It used to be all the way to the roof, but I've been kind of busy.
This is white pine?
Whisk pine. White pine, I cut her down there in the Sand Ridge Forest.
So this is 100% Illinois decoy construction material.
I tell you what, everything comes from right here, within 10-mile radius.
Oh,
Other than the paint, I haven't figured that out yet.
Now you take it out here, and this has all been dried. I mean,
Yeah.
You don't kiln dry it, you just let it air dry it.
Well, I did kiln dry it. I put it in my cargo trailer, and then I put a dehumidifier in there with a fan running. That metal roof kicks the heat. Dehumidifier, ran a hose through the bottom of the trailer, and you could water your tomatoes with it.
Is that right?
Yeah. But anyway, I needed the cargo trailer, so I moved it in here.
Now, we're looking at a rough piece of wood, and it's all dried out. And how long has this been laying in here? A couple of years?
A couple of years.
A couple of years. I mean, it's ready to go to make a decoy.
We're going to make one today.
Now, where do you start? What do you cut off of here?
Well, all your trees got your knot line, so everything is good from
here to there.
here to here. So I've got 24 inches there to play with.
All right. Well, we've seen where the wood comes from. Now, what are we going to do next?
Well, we're going to make one.
All right. Let's do it.
Well, I took the liberty. I cut a couple blocks out, and I'll just show you how I do it. I'll put the body here. I'll cut her out.
All righty. Let me get out of your way.
I'm going to put a center line in there. That's a reference point for me all the way through the carving of the head.
Here's where you start with the
That's where
head.
I start with the head. Now we'll do the body. Yeah, I'm going to cut out the profile now. I got the top view.
Well, we almost have a complete duck. And we did all that in what? About 8 minutes, right?
Maybe
Not
so.
much, yeah. It didn't take long at all.
No?
Did not take long whatsoever. That was just gorgeous. So what's the next step, Gerry?
Well, we're going to take all these lines out of here and try to get symmetrics going and get her rounded out. We're going to make a decoy.
So what's the next process, Gerry?
Okay. Well, we're going to tune her up here a little bit. Now, the old-fashioned way. Just about cut a finger off doing this. Once it slips with the grain, it just takes off like a jet. Still a lot of fun.
You don't ever get tired of doing it, huh?
Never get tired of it. Okay, we got that. Putting the nail on. Here we are so far. Now we got to match the two
You got to get them so they go together well.
so they rhyme.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
All right. I kind of like it with a little bit of attitude, so we're going to give her about 10 or 15 degrees.
Hey, how'd you get interested in doing this to start with? I know you come from a family of duck hunters. I mean, those guys, all of them were just ate up with the duck hunting disease. I mean, just all of them, I guess. Was Jim, there were 6 brothers, right?
Yep. Yeah.
6 brothers.
I got the same disease, so you know, when you're youngest, you're the one that's in the front of the boat picking up the decoys, and
Right.
you used to pick up the old wooden decoys and
Right.
that, and they'd tell you how to handle them, don't throw them. Once we switched to plastics,
Well, you just
it's a
threw them in
different-
the boat.
Yeah, it's a different game then.
But they were real
Yeah.
particular about how you pick those things up when you put them in there, because I know they could snap the heads and
That's right.
scratch the paint.
Then they'd have to have pay somebody to
do
repair
it.
their rig every year,
Every year.
repaint it.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, so anyway, that created the interest right there. Once they did away with it, and you know, Michael Jack he used to own like half a Stewart Lake down there at Browning, and I remember there being a pile of them. It must have been 3 pickup truck loads there.
A wooden decoy.
Of wooden decoys in it. I lit them up. I'm done with the wooden ones and went to plastics, and
You burn them up.
that's what everybody did. Well,
Yeah.
they'd throw them in the old wood stove, keep warm or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a shame, wasn't it?
yeah, sure was. Yeah, if we only knew now, we knew then.
Oh, yeah,
That's just about everything now.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that is a beautiful creation there by Gerry Cranwell, Manitou, Illinois. Hey, now we're going to do what? This has cooled down.
We're gonna
It's almost. We're
gonna mold her in.
gonna finish her off.
Yep.
All righty. Your decoys are strung across the whole United States and sitting in offices and on people's mantles.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably a bunch of them overseas, I would imagine.
I made them for Edward Jones's awards, you know, for a long time, and I'd laser engraved their whatever they wanted on the bottom of them.
Now you're going to do what, Jerry?
We're going to put the paint primer on.
Okay, and what kind of, just dip it right in there.
Yeah, it dries quick. Double colored brush. Okay.
I can't even fathom how many decoys you've made.
Well, Mike Lashbrook and I were talking one day, and we figured it somewhere around 30,000.
30,000 decoys. Now that's what you call a comb?
English greening comb.
The old timers used those all the time, didn't they?
It gives it the vermiculation. Now this paint will craze. If I did it right, she'll start standing up and separate. See how it's crazing right there?
Oh, yeah.
Bringing the wood back as a medium, and so you'll see the grain. You can see the grain through there. I'm putting shot holes in it. Now, there's a funny story to that. First started this, I thought, well, what's a better way to put shot holes in it? Take it out and shoot it. I blew the head off right there. It's all gone.
All gone.
This is the fake way of putting shot holes in it. Safe way.
We didn't get to see his secret recipe, but it was an interesting process to watch. We had to, after you put the shot holes in it, which I think gives it some great character. If you'll notice here, it gave it some very nice looking patina. It's got that old look, and it's just a beautiful decoy to put on anyone's mantle. And I just found out that that's going home with Harry today, and that's going to be on my mantle when I get home today. I really appreciate it.
You know something I failed to mention all along? You know, a long time ago when we did this, we were making that urn for the...
Oh, we were going to try that, yeah.
Yeah, we were going to try it. Well, my mom and dad are in that.
Really?
And when my wife passed away, I carved a high-winged swan, and I engraved her name and everything. Right. She's in that, and I put myself on the other wing with my birthday. I didn't put my demise, and I didn't know what it was, and I'm not about to get in line.
A beautiful bird, completed in about, we've been here about an hour and a half, and Gerry's done all the things that need to be done. There's two things that have to be finished. Of course, the eyes, the glass eyes that have to be set in. And Gerry gave me this decoy, and I deeply appreciate it. But he has to sign it on the bottom, too. And this will be sitting on my mantle this afternoon. And what a wonderful, beautiful, beautiful piece of American folk art. The American decoy is the only antique, the ones that, the old ones, the only original antique in America is the duck decoy. It was developed here, and it was made here, and this is a fine example of Illinois river carving by Gerry Cranwell. Gerry, I'm going to give it back to you, and we got one other process, right?
Yeah, we do. She's still a little tacky. She's not bad.
No.
Well, we'll plane the bottom of it and get all the junk off of it, flatten it out. If you want, we'll stick a keel on it.
Yeah, it'll be beautiful. Yeah. That's nice, bud. I have to thank Gerry Cranwell here in Manitou, Illinois for doing such a fabulous job and making such a nice show. We went from this piece of wood right here to this decoy in about an hour and a half, completed, finished, and ready to go. Of course, you know, we've even got the shotgun pellets, because about every old wooden decoy, if it had ever been used much, has got a shot or two in it. It looks beautiful. I have to thank Gerry for this fine presentation of a Cranwell decoy.
Speaking of presentation,
yeah,
here you go.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. This has been a gift from Gerry to me, and that's going to proudly sit on the Canterbury mantle this afternoon. And I really, really, I just can't thank you enough, Gerry. I'm really excited.
Well,
thank you very, very much, and I really appreciate it. And I hope you're around a long, long time, buddy.
Well, it's been fun.
This for years. Yes, it was.
It's a good day.
Very few people can say they can go to work and enjoy what they do.
That's right.
And you really do. You're a lucky, lucky guy. You really are. And what I like to say about carving decoys, you just remove all the wood that doesn't look like a duck.
That's all you have to do.
It's a big job, but it's a lot of fun.
Adventure Sports Outdoors, brought to you in part by Corsaw Lumber, manufacturers of quality hardwood products, buyers of standing timber in Smithfield, Central Pool Supply, everything from pools to pool tables and much more in Peoria on West Pioneer Parkway. Michael O'Brien Commercial Real Estate and Recreational Ground, Remax Unlimited Commercial. Kelleher's Irish Pub and Eatery, located on Peoria's Riverfront, open 11 a.m. daily. And by Allwyn & Sons Meat Company. Our thanks to all of these sponsors.
As Paul Harvey used to say, now you know the rest of the story. This is a beautiful decoy made by Gerry, and it was a gift to him. It took him about an hour and a half. Fascinating work. Gerry Cranwell, Manitou, Illinois, master decoy carver and a good friend.